All right, thanks Jeff for joining us today. It's 2:33 p.m. and this is a special meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. And today we are here for a time-sensitive contract for human services. This is a contract or a professional services agreement for the Lake County Department of Human Services to engage services of Karen Jamieson Darr, Ph.D. And this has been brought to us by our Human Services Director, Janeen McGee. And so Janeen, I'll just kind of let you talk us through the professional services agreement and then we'll take a formal vote.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for doing this so quickly, and especially to Claire for getting us expedited and for you all coming together.
Yeah.
This is for services for a case that actually Anita, who's here, is our ongoing caseworker, has worked on for 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
2 years, yeah. We're getting ready to close it out. Just need to finish up some final
psychiatric closure
Okay.
services.
Okay. So, and that's what our professional.
That's what the professional service agreement is for. Typically, a lot of our providers are already within the Trails database, which means they already have a contract set up with the state and we can just pay them that way. But occasionally we'll have vendors who we found or are recommended and they aren't in the database, so we need to get that contract.
She's not just a PhD, she's a specialty that there's only a few people in Colorado that provide this. There's been counseling, so.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Great. And then do you have to add her or get her approved for the Trails database?
No, we don't. We'll just
It'll just
get the invoice and we'll just pay it out of our child welfare funds. The payment won't go through Trails.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's a different process, which fortunately we don't have to do that. In this case, we have to go through the accounting process.
Okay.
And the only thing I'll make note of is that I unintentionally, when I forwarded the contract that the vendor had proposed, when I forwarded it over, I did not look closely and client names are in there. So we are going to didact those names before it gets recorded by the clerk. And I just asked the board and any other commissioners or anyone who happens to have seen those names to remember that we are bound by confidentiality with those. Anything specific about confidentiality that you want to mention around that, Anita?
Other than this is a well-known family in the community, so that's, it would be worth stressing the confidentiality piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's very sensitive to that issue, the woman named here.
Sure.
So you to that into, I was brought to my attention that Dr. Darr's scope of work or whatever that's attached to the thing needs to be redacted to those client names.
Yes. Yeah. So we're gonna do that before
we start.
it's I just want to make sure we make note of that, but that is what's being redacted, and I will try to be much more careful in the future, make sure client names don't get.
Well, another kudos to Claire. I think
she did catch that.
Yeah.
She did catch that. She did flag it for Chris.
Yeah.
Her and I did discuss it this afternoon that we would not sign or record until the names have been redacted. So I'll look for a final agreement from Chris or Claire.
They've got it already signed.
With
So
the
once
names redacted.
We just need to
do the Sharpie.
Okay, perfect. So I did let Claire know that, but so we'll just take care of that, and then I'll just follow up with you, Claire. So to make sure that we close the loop.
And I told Claire to help me out anytime my brain isn't fully functioning, and I send over something with a name to just talk with us. And
no worries. I think we're all kind of getting up to speed on what should not be included, and
it's very helpful to have the whole process.
Yeah. Cool. Jeff, do you, Commissioner Fiedler, do you have any questions for Janeen or Anita or Chris regarding this professional services agreement?
No, I didn't. I'll just say for the record, I totally heard and understood the confidentiality issue and redaction that was raised. And I'll just say one comment, like looking over the scope of work, I really appreciated that there were some sort of like estimated like time allocations. For me, that's really helpful in sort of scope of works to get a sense of how it's all adding up and, that kind of thing. So appreciate that level of detail.
Thank you.
We did have, the total came to a different amount, slightly different than what was on the first page of the contract. So she did initial what she had put in that statement of work.
And I apologize for that because I think I took that from the email when it was sent to me, and I remember looking at that and thinking, okay, please don't run up, but this must have been the amount you approved. And so,
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Probably was, and thank you very much for working on so quickly on
Yes,
how
yes.
busy you are, I know.
This whole thing was expedited very, very quickly.
Yeah, but we want to make sure we follow, the court's requirements and
Right.
getting it done.
There's been a lot of delays and barriers to this case, which has been a frustration for the moms.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so I think we're good. We're all in consensus of our next steps. So with that, then I will make a motion that we approve the professional services agreement for Lake County DHS to engage with Karen Jamieson, Darr, Ph.D., and complete the attached scope of work.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion about the motion on the table, Commissioner Fiedler?
None for me.
All right, none from me either. So with that, all those in favor? Aye.
I
Awesome. So I'll go ahead and follow up and get this signed for us. And then you don't need to sign anything, Jeff, so we should be good to go. And if there's nothing else today, then we will adjourn this afternoon at 2:40 p.m. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. Enjoy CCAT.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Cheers.
Bye, Claire.
Thank you, Claire.
Bye. Thank you guys so much.